He's your best player. He's got all-time low field goal percentage for an NBA finalist. And it's like, you're not supposed to question it, talk about it, like comes with the terror, like all this sort of stuff. And the defense mechanism of Missoula and everybody is just like, give me a break, man.
Yeah, and the other thing is,
the reason
I don't think it is Tatum's best.
I mean, of course it's not. And Missoula's is pretty close to it. I don't expect him to, say it's not. Like that's a tough spot for. It was a good question. You put him right on the spot. Is this? Are we saying the finest version? I mean, how is Joe supposed to answer that? He's supposed to fudge that, but to turn around and say, well, that's our problem here, that we're just, too exacting or too, whatever. The typical Missoula there.
No, we don't appreciate greatness in the United States.
It's one thing to defend your player. It's just when you turn around and then attack people for just what I think comes with the territory, generic scrutiny of your best player in a league that's about your best individual player. Like, that's the NBA, and that's what Tatum's getting. He's getting nothing beyond it. Nothing, I don't think Tatum's been treated unfairly one bit. I do not think he's been over-scrutinized at all. I think he's getting the standard superstar scrutiny, comes with the territory kind of stuff. And the way and let's face it, most of the Celtics media handles it is like, good God, what a bunch of martyrs.
Well, maybe this needs to change, and we need to sit down and get to know them as people.
What a persecution complex you people have.
My
God, Tatum's taking it better than anybody.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree. Tatum hasn't,
Yeah, right. He hasn't been snippy or anything like that.
No, Tatum. Excellent point, Mazz. Tatum to me is taking it in stride. It's the rest of you. My God, what's the matter with you? Like, you're Brazilian, so Like, it's not like these Americans here. Like, what?
School these American pig reporters.
No, it's an ugly American thing. I'm sorry,
nothing's
Kevin.
Ever good enough, and it's always about what can you do for me right now. And
yeah, USA. That's how I like it.
Good Lord.
The other thing is, I don't believe for a second, if Brazil blows a World Cup final game and someone misses a penalty kick, you don't think that guy's going to get scrutinized?
Like I said, they circle back. Joe circles back to the Brazilian guy. This whole conversation about Neymar, who I think gets it worse than Tatum does, but whatever. I don't care about Neymar and Brazilian football. But it's just the Tatum defense mechanisms have reached that level to where now we're basically blaming America. This is now America's fault.
It's a difficult place to live.
Back to your thoughts, or to your thoughts. Spencer in Georgia, lead us off today. What do you got, Spencer?
Hey, I'm pretty sure in Brazil a few years ago, a fan brought a gun on the field and shot players when they were about to lose the game. So I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure that happened. Anyway, I think tonight it defines all their careers. Jaylen Brown, Tatum, they have to win tonight because I think Kyrie and Luka are definitely telling everybody on their team, hey, Porzingis is out. That's what it was, and they'll just believe it, even if it's not true. And I think the kids on their team, they have the athletes to play with them. So if they feel they have the confidence and they win tonight, this is going to be 2-2 coming back to Boston. And we know Tatum and Jaylen Brown, it gets in their heads.
Well,
and they're suddenly going to revert back.
So you're treating this like a must-win. They're not in that spot yet.
No, that's way too strong. It's not the most important game of their careers, but it is a good little litmus test to see, because they're going to get resistance tonight. They're going to get it from the crowd, and again, I don't know how much resistance, but they're going to get some. If Dallas wants to roll over, it wouldn't completely shock me. I could see Kyrie quitting. I could see Luka Doncic missing some shots early and packing it up and saying, that's it, I'm done. I'm beat up a little bit anyway, and that's it, we're out of here. So it would not shock me if that happened, but, I just think this game screams Dallas. And I would say that, by the way, of any series in the final where it's 2-0 going back to the whatever the team that doesn't have the home court is, whether it's West or East, and you're going to get, if you don't get pushback in this game, then Dallas is done. They've quit. Forget it. It's over.
So, we'll just see. They were in certainly not the exact spot, but in something approaching the same spot against the Warriors a couple of years ago. They're up 2-1. They're at home. They're up in the fourth quarter. Win that game. Probably got the series. And they just couldn't close it when they had it. It wasn't a must-win, but it was a chance to close it out on their end for all intents and purposes, and they just couldn't quite get there. So I think maybe you'll see something similar tonight. They'll be in a similar kind of spot. Let's see how they respond to it. Rob in Ohio. What do you got, Rob?
Hey, just my Midwestern farmland USA perspective on Jayson Tatum. I think he's sort of got a self-proclaimed attitude, and he's kind of being portrayed, or I want to use this term, jammed down our throats, as a top 5 NBA player, and he's just not performing. I'd like to see a list of top 5 NBA players over the years and see where Jayson Tatum would fall with those top 5 NBA players, just to see if he's just not living up to it.
Yeah, he's not playing like it right now. And I don't care what you're, all the other things that he's done well. And he's done a lot of things well. And I like his approach. I just want to say that. But you want to be top 5 player, you got to shoot better.
Correct.
It's just simple as that. So I think he'd admit it. If you're just being objective about the thing, you'd admit it. He's not playing like a top 5 guy.
He's not.
Which again, is okay if your team's good and you don't need him to be that. And he is doing other things, which I fully agree with. But let's not sit here and say you add up. What did Casper say us last night? If you just want a guy to rebound and facilitate, well, Draymond Green does that. And not comparing to Draymond Green, but Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys who rebound and pass the ball. That doesn't mean you're a top 5 guy.
Correct.
And certainly he's drawing attention and getting out of those double and triple teams. All those things are good. But we sit here and say he's playing like a top 5 guy because he's rebounding and passing? Come on. Dan in Malden. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, guys, I think I disagree with the previous caller. I expect Tatum tonight to have an enormous comeback game. I think we'll see a lot from him. And then you've got Luka and a cast of nobodies that aren't going to do anything. Thank you.
Okay. Celtics 3. 617-779-0985. Michael in Kingston. Hi, Michael.
Hello, how are you, gentlemen?
Good, Michael.
Good. I have something I'd like to ask you. When was the last time that Tatum took a charge? I've never seen him take a charge, ever.
Not a bad point. I can't remember. He doesn't shoot at the end of... Go ahead.
No. I watched every minute of every game. I had first row, first balcony for Larry Bird days. And he doesn't box out. He doesn't want to be touched. And he's never, ever taken a charge, ever.
Okay, Michael, thanks for the call.
So the box out thing, he's a good defensive rebounder. Let's not get stupid with it. But you want to say that he's not a down and dirty kind of player? True. He doesn't like the contact. He doesn't. Fact. Now, honestly, I give him credit for at least trying a little bit, particularly on the offensive end. He's learned to sort of absorb some of it. He can still do a better job of it. At that end, he doesn't want any part of the physicality, any part of it, deep down. So that part he's right about. But you're telling me he's not good? The guy's also 6'9" with long arms. I don't know if I want him taking charges. I would rather have him go up with his arms in the air and contest the shot. To me, he's built more for that. Peyton Pritchard can take the charges. Okay, the squirrel. I want Jayson Tatum getting run over on the way to the basket and taking a shot in the sternum.
Pritchard has the humility to take charges? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, got the lack of ability.
Joe Mazzulla? My God, this guy.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Celtics analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.